Hello and welcome to Forever Wild, the television show dedicated to environmental education in Horry County that goes out throughout the state in South Carolina throughout our school system. Today we are here with Myrtle at Myrtle Beach State Park with Ann Wilson, the naturalist at Myrtle Beach State Park, and she has got some things to share with us about one of her most favorite animals in the world. What do you have here, Miss Ann?
We're going to talk about sea turtles today. We do 3 curriculum-based programs on sea turtles for 2nd, 3rd, and 5th grade. And the reason we do sea turtles because it is South Carolina state reptile and it is a threatened species for South Carolina.
Okay, and is this a sea turtle head?
This is the skull of a loggerhead sea turtle. The name loggerhead gets the name because it's a large head compared to the body size. Okay. Of course, sea turtles don't have any teeth. No turtles have teeth. Of course, their nose is important because they have to breathe. They have lungs just like us, so they need to come up to air to breathe, and that poses some management problems that we'll talk about throughout the day. Okay. And but it's just kind of neat to see the skull and things. Kind of a neat animal. And to get you the size, these can get to be about 300–400 pounds. And to give you an idea, when they're born, they're only this size when they're born. That's a hatchling. Wow. That's so amazing. They have a long way to go. It takes them probably 25 to 30 years to get to be adult age to reproduce. So they have a long road to hoe in South Carolina.
Miss Ann, what is special about this skull right here? And can everybody in South Carolina have one of these skulls and say if they walk down the beach and pick one of these things up and see one?
The thing with sea turtles, because they are a threatened species in South Carolina and other sea turtles are endangered, unless you have a permit for whether it's a piece of an egg, a skull, a piece of the shell or whatever, you must have a permit in South Carolina in order to possess them. Because we're with state parks and we do education, that's why we're allowed to have these. Okay. So the general person is not allowed to have a piece. However, what's really neat in South Carolina, volunteers are the ones that do most of the sea turtle work in South Carolina, working with nesting sea turtles. They have permits from the Department of Natural Resources, though they're not allowed to have the parts, but they can work with them. Okay, that's interesting. So you could be able to have, say if you had students out here and there was a volunteer on the beach or whatever, they would be able to handle it or something. Yes, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But if you have one of these in your house, maybe you have picked it up in the past, what do you do with the sea turtle head? Say you have picked it up, what do you do?
The best thing, the one thing also is if it's in your house, you know, it's not being used in the proper form either. It's great things with state parks or any environmental education center, nature center, whatever, museums. It's out in the public, it's being used for education. There's a purpose to having it, and that's also kind of important. So if you have one, you know, donate it to whatever nature center or whatever museum you really like or think that could really use it, and they'd really appreciate it.
Well, good. Super. We have one more thing I believe that you were wanting to talk about here. What's this sign all about?
This sign is a sign that most nests in South Carolina have. So if you're walking down the beach, and sea turtles nest May, June, July, and early August in South Carolina. If you're walking by and you see this nest sign, that tells you that there's a nest right behind that sign. And, you know, it's just something kind of cool to know what it is all about. And, of course, you should leave the nest area alone.
Okay, and South Carolina Department of Natural Resources do put these signs
right,
together.
They're in charge of overseeing the whole work on sea turtles.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that's neat. Well, I tell you what, it looks like you have a lot of equipment out here. Where would you like to go?
Well, let's start with, we have a shrimp net back here, and that's working with our 3rd grade curriculum. We talk about human impact and also how species are monitored in South Carolina, so we'll work a little bit with the shrimp net, and kids love working with the shrimp net. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, let's check that out.
All right, great.
All right. Now, Miss Ann, you have got a fantastic, interesting object here. What is this thing?
This is a shrimp net. This is a small shrimp net. Commercial boats carry 2 shrimp nets, and usually they're about 80 feet long, give or take. This is only about a 30-foot shrimp net, so this is actually a very small shrimp net that most commercial boats would not use. Okay. Sounds good. But what we do, this is in our 3rd grade program, and once again to talk about human impact and how species are monitored. And what we do is we're just going to explain the layout of the shrimp net so you understand a little bit better, and then we have the kids, and you, Ben, are going to go through the net just like all the kids would. Good. So this is a great activity for kids, great hands-on.
Fantastic.
But first off, we have, this is a tail bag where all the catch that they're catching when they're dragging the net goes into here.
So all the shrimp goes there, okay.
This is what we're going to focus on a little bit later. This is a turtle excluder device, or a TED, T-E-D. So I'm going to be calling it a TED throughout the rest of the piece here.
Okay.
And this is law. Before 1989, everything that was in the water that would be caught in the net, from shrimp to sea turtles to sharks to stingrays, jellyfish, fish, will get caught, go into the tail bag and get caught.
Okay.
Unfortunately, turtles will get caught in there. Remember, they have lungs.
Right.
And they wouldn't be able to get up to breathe. So a TED went into law where all it is, and there are different TEDs throughout the coast, but this is what we use here in South Carolina.
Okay.
It's just a grid, and there's going to be a hole at the bottom that's going to shoot out the sea turtles and other sharks, stingrays, jellyfish, larger animals. But the shrimp and the smaller things still go through the grid.
Sounds good.
And that's what you're going to crawl through. And then we just go out through here.
Okay.
And this, think about, this is laying on the bottom, okay? And actually, at the end of each net, imagine there are two big, huge wooden doors to keep the net open. We didn't bring them out today.
Neat.
Okay?
That's
and then,
really
of course, you have your floats.
Okay.
The floats here to keep it up. Okay. Then you have your
float.
chains, of course, to keep it on the bottom. And then, KT, can you bring the shrimp? What's really cool is you have a tickler chain that runs in front of the net while it's dragging on the bottom. And the tickler chain, as the net is running, goes through, shrimp hop up into the net. So the tickler chain's kind of fun.
That's really neat.
All right?
Tickles the bottom.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, so that's kind of how the shrimp net will work.
Okay.
All right?
Fantastic.
So what we're going to have you do, Ben,
is,
this is KT Matheny, by the way. She also works at Myrtle Beach State Park.
Hey, KT.
What we're going to have you do, Ben, is think about how KT and I are going to hold up the shrimp net, but think about we have, 20 kids or however, all holding up the shrimp net's a little bit more effective then.
Right, right.
But you're going to act like a kid.
Okay.
You're going to go through the net. Are you caught? There you go.
I believe it's catching real well. We're going to let's pull this cord over to the side here, Miss Ann. Okay. All right. So you would be like the 20 kids.
So Ben is acting like a sea turtle now.
Okay. I'm the sea turtle. How you do the sea turtle? Do they
just
do this?
go on in. You're flapping your flippers, swimming your flippers, and now you're going to just start kind of crawling. Now think about, you're underwater, so the water's, because the shrimp boat's moving about 1 to 3 knots an hour. So all the things getting caught now.
Okay.
Now Ben's getting through.
Okay.
Now you got to fit through this legal-sized opening.
I cannot do that.
Yes, you can. There you go. There you go. Out, out. Keep coming. All right. All right. Good job.
Okay. All right. Now
Good job. So you can imagine
fun.
third graders love crawling through
They
that.
have a ball with
Now, had a little bit of problems crawling through there, didn't you?
It bumped.
Your hat. Think about a sea turtle, 300-400 pounds. They've got, they don't have a hat, but they have that large head. They have claws on their flippers. They have that hard shell that might get caught there. And also think about, you're not the only thing going through there. You've got shrimp, got jellyfish, and things like that. So there's a lot of different things getting through there. So that hole might get a little jammed.
God.
Okay?
That's amazing.
And KT here's it's really windy today.
Well, I'll get a hold of it. Here we go. It's the flying turtle.
This is a flat, but this is a good representation of how large a sea turtle would be in our waters. Now think about how thick they're going to be. Do you think it's easy for them to get through this hole?
I think it'd be really, really tough.
A mature sea turtle that's real large in size would either have a hard time getting through the hole or not be able to get through the hole.
Wow.
The smaller sea turtles would. And in fact, in South Carolina, Governor Hodges, old governor now, I guess, he signed a law that our TED is 6 inches larger than any other TED in the United States. So our TEDs are actually a little bit bigger, so larger turtles can get through. So this is a great thing. A lot of turtles aren't getting out, but it's not perfect.
Okay.
It's not perfect, but we're working on it.
Well,
because I have to ask you, do you eat shrimp, Ben?
Yes, I do.
So we can't blame all the commercial shrimpers, can we? If we're all out there eating the shrimp, we all need to work together and come to a system of working out so we can still eat our shrimp and help the sea turtles as well.
Sounds great. Well, that was a wonderful device, and anybody out there that would like to come out to Ann Wilson's programs and actually do this is welcome to come out anytime. This is the winter time, and most sea turtle activity happens when?
Sea turtle activity happens from May They lay their eggs May through early August, and then the hatchlings, those little babies, will hatch anywhere from July through early October.
So that's
when you'll see it. We also, the Discover Carolina programs, the curriculum-related programs, obviously run through the school year. But we also do adult programs and the summer programs where we use this net.
Oh,
so you still, even if you're not involved with a school program, you might still be able to come out and experience the shrimp net.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is so fun. Well, Miss Ann, what are we doing right now?
Well, for our second grade program, because they love to play act and everything, we actually have them come down the beach like this, set up the scene, and we actually have them start crawling like a sea turtle, because these are our flippers. This is our back flippers. Our back is their carapace. Our stomach is their plastron, just like a sea turtle. And then we have them start crawling, just like a real sea turtle would, to come up to lay her eggs on the beach. And of course, you are a female sea turtle right now, by the way, Ben.
Thank you very much.
You can't be a male.
Okay.
If you're a male sea turtle on the beach in South Carolina, you're probably dead.
Oh, gosh.
So we have them crawl, and then we get them to where they start digging a nest with their flippers.
Okay, back flippers?
Yep, back flippers.
Okay.
Now, sometimes we allow them to use their front. It's hard being a human sea turtle. So, you know, dig their nest, and then we have them lay the eggs, and we have them count. Remember how many eggs?
Yep, 140 something.
126, you're close.
Excuse me, I was
But
close.
they could lay 140.
They could?
Yeah, the average is 126.
Okay.
I think the largest nest was like 180 or 190. So
wow.
They can lay up a lot at one time.
Golly.
And then after they dig their nest, lay their eggs,
okay.
then they cover it back up.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
And then they crawl back up, just like a real sea turtle would. So they're really doing they have a great idea of what a sea turtle does in order to lay eggs.
Neat.
And of course, where we would be going is we'd be going up to the sand dunes if you were a real sea turtle. We're not allowed on the sand dunes, though, because we don't want to damage the habitat.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good. Well,
So that's second grade. That's a lot of fun.
Darn
And we do a
right.
lot of other things in that program. That's the main portion of it.
So you can call that sandy belly biology, I guess.
Sure.
All right. That was fun.
Now I think we're ready.
All right. Now, what's special about all this stuff we just did in the sand right
Well,
here?
what's fun, after they're done crawling, they get up and brush all the sand off, is we have them look back, and they actually made the crawl, the track that turtles make when they come up on the beach. And this is a picture. I don't know if you can see it. We're kind of in the shadows.
Okay.
But this is a crawl they make, and this is what the volunteers look for. We have volunteers throughout the entire state walking up and down the beach looking for the crawl, looking for turtle activity to see if they've nested the night before.
That is
the turtle
really
crawl.
neat.
They made their own turtle crawl.
So doing the turtle shuffle crawl.
That's right.
All right. Well, KT and Miss Ann, what do we have here? What other kind of toys do you have here on the beach? What things do you
This
want
is
to talk
part of our
about?
fifth grade program. Fifth grade, the curriculum is a little bit learning to be about marine science or marine biology, and we thought we'd have kids come out and actually do what we do working with sea turtles, and so that's part of the career path.
Okay.
And one portion is, unfortunately, we do deal with turtles that wash up dead on the beach, what we call stranded turtles. And so these are our different stranded turtles, and they all get different turtles that have died in different ways. This one is wrapped up in fishing line and things, but what we do is we have this data sheet that you have, and this is just a very watered-down version of a data sheet that we do for the South Carolina Stranding Network.
Okay.
And so they have to fill in a lot of data. They also have to measure. We have to measure sea turtles, see how large they are and things like that, so good measuring skills.
Good.
Then on the back, what they have to do is they have to observe what they see with this turtle. It's not how they think it died, because that doesn't do us any good. It's what they observe on the turtle, and so they have to draw it and write it down and things like that, just like what we would do for the South Carolina Stranding Network. And
okay, part of the process.
and then this will
skills.
go into a database for South Carolina, and even probably a national database.
Fantastic.
So it's a great activity for them to do.
So they participate in research.
Yeah, in a
Neat.
way.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
What about this little guy right here? What's this?
And the big thing is, I guess, you know, we have the second and third and fifth grade program, but whether or not you get to come out to our programs or our summer programs, or we do sea turtle programs, even if you come out to the beach, any beach that you enjoy, there are a couple things that you can do to help preserve the environment. We're sitting in front of sand dunes, and sand dunes are an important habitat for sea turtles, for ghost crabs. This is where sea turtles lay their eggs and things. But also people, they tend to like to sit up there for some reason. I don't know, I guess it's pretty or whatever, but it's important habitat. If we keep walking on it, we will destroy the sea oats. They're not real pretty this time of year, but we'll destroy the plants that grow up there, and then the sand dunes become flat, and that won't protect us from flooding and things anymore. So sand dunes are very important. Every time you come to the beach, always try to use a boardwalk, and that helps protect sea turtle habitat.
Okay.
Another thing that everyone can do, especially to protect for future generations, is one of the favorite foods of sea turtles is jellyfish, and this is just a plastic one.
Uh-huh.
And KT can get out the bags and things, but sea turtles have a pretty small brain, and as a bag of any type of plastic might be floating out in the ocean, to a sea turtle, what does it look like?
It looks just like a plastic
Looks just
bag.
like a jellyfish. And so,
Well,
of course, they'll eat that. Sea turtles have been documented eat lots of different animals in the ocean will eat plastic. This is another bottle that I found on the beach. These are actually these I guess they're diamond shapes. These are actually bites from turtles.
That's
Turtles have tried to bite this plastic bottle.
Wow.
You know, they just don't know, the animals don't know any better, and it's really up to us to always take our trash back, and also if you go to the beach, not only take your own trash, but maybe take a couple other pieces of someone else's in it. And that can make a huge difference, especially small kids. They do not mind picking up trash.
Well, I know at Playcard we do our environmentally good deed of a day, and that's kind of goes into that program. Take one more piece of trash back than you bring out to an area anytime you go out to a natural area or any area outside, and that cleans up your environment for at least 7 generations ahead, just like the Native Americans used to think it was 7 generations, not just the next generation, but way down the line.
That's right. We really got to think about the future, and that's what state parks is all about, is preserving and thinking about the future.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I tell you what, KT and Miss Ann, we really appreciate your information. You guys have been awesome.
I think the kids were having out.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you honoring us with inviting us.
That was fun.
All right. Anytime anybody would like to come out and experience Myrtle Beach State Park, please do so. It's a wonderful place to visit. And we really thoroughly enjoyed this, and she is very knowledgeable in her subject matter. How long have you been doing this, Miss Ann?
I've been here since 1994.
Oh, man. Well, you can tell. You're as smooth as it gets, let me tell you. Well, that's all from Myrtle Beach State Park. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey guys, this month's Species of the Month is really special because we're going to defer this month's Species of the Month and let somebody else do it. We're going to let somebody by the name of KT Matheny tell us about a very special species here that you can find on the beaches of Myrtle Beach State Park. What's this, KT?
This is our common sea star that we can find down on the beach sometimes. It is a sea star, not a starfish. They used to call them starfish, but obviously it's not a fish. It doesn't have a backbone. So it's called an invertebrate.
That's neat.
This little spot right here is
got a little red, like a reddish-orange spot.
It's called madrepore.
A madrepore.
A madrepore, and it sucks in water. And this is to help the animal move. So it takes in the water and then pushes it out through its legs or tube feet.
Okay.
So it can move around. And hopefully, if we turn it over, we can see some of those tube feet moving around.
Well, I'll be darned. These little teeny projections out the bottom are called tube feet.
And also on the bottom he has a mouth right there, and that's how he eats.
Okay. Neat. Well, if that's the madrepore, what is this? The oedipore? No, I'm kidding.
Just the mouth.
Just the mouth. Okay. All right. That's neat. So this is the common sea star. Common sea star. Neat.
And there's lots of different kinds of sea stars, but this is just one of the ones that you can find in our area.
Okay. Now, what if you're walking down the beach and you find this on the beach? What do you need to do?
Well, if you find it on the beach, that's really cool. You can pick it up, start looking at it. You want to be very careful with it. You know, make sure if it's still alive, you definitely want to throw that animal back so it can keep on living.
And reproduce and make more sea stars. And whenever you pick a sea star up, we just learned this about 2 minutes ago, that you don't pick them up by their end of their arms. What can happen if you pick them up like that?
If you do that, if you hand them really roughly like that, they could drop their arms.
Oh, they could?
They can fall off, and because they think they're in danger, so they'll drop their arms off.
Okay.
Yep, but they can grow them back after they do that. But it stresses the animal out, and you don't want to stress the animal out like that.
Right, right.
Be very gentle.
So the sea star, a very interesting creature. Good job, KT.
Thank you.
Well, guys, we have got some really special news for you about Playcard Environmental Education Center this month. We need to talk to you a little bit about 2 special days happening this spring, later on this spring. The first event is going to be Baby Animal Day that will be held on March the 28th from 9 o'clock a.m. The activities start about 9 o'clock a.m. and they're done by about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon. We're going to have lots of baby animals that day. We're going to be inviting school district, kindergarten, and first grade classes. Any kindergarten and first grade class to come out that day, the admission is $2 per child, and you can get more information from Mary Barnhill. Her telephone number is 488-6755. There's another special event day we have coming out, and that is Earth Day. This is one very close to my heart because we're such an environmental background out here. We bring out a lot of professionals from the environmental fields, and they teach about what they do, and they also talk about different programs that they're working on during that special event day. That is held on April the 22nd. That is a Tuesday, and it is open for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade classes to come out here to Playcard. So if you're in a 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade program, that is a wonderful day to come out and see a lot of different environmental activities going on. It's a fantastic event. Once again, Mary Barnhill, 488-6755 is who you need to contact about that information as well. Thirdly, we need to speak about something that is probably key to what makes Playcard work, and that is community service projects. Community service projects are at the heart and the core of what we do out here, and I think it really brings the community in, and it makes it a part of what we do. If you would like to be a part of a community service project, you can also contact Mary Barnhill, 488-6755. She is our administrative coordinator for Playcard, and otherwise known as secretary to a lot of people, I guess. It coordinates everything. So if you're interested in that, once again, 488-6755. I'm sitting right here on the bench that was built by some community service members at Finkley Career Center. So we actually, right now, have got one of the most unique community service projects that's ever been done at Playcard, and let's go take a look at that. Hello everybody, and welcome again to Forever Wild, the television program dedicated to environmental education in the Horry County School District. Part of environmental education includes community outreach service programs through the other schools. And today we have been honored by having one of our helping schools out here to interview. This is Green C. Floyd's high school art class. This is Miss Price, and this is her class. Some of the class mates have some things to say about their project and what they've learned and how they feel a little bit later on, and we're going to be going through and see if we can ask some questions to them. Miss Price, what have you gained from all of this experience right here?
The most important thing I've gained is that students can do anything if they try hard enough. If they want to, they can. And they really wanted this to look good because they wanted it to be something that the community would be proud of.
Right, right.
And
Sounds
we've
good.
had some really good response. Nicole, you want to tell them some of the responses you've heard about the mural?
Well, just everybody's been telling me that it looks like an artist did it, not that high school students did it and everything. And like my parents said that it looks really great and that nobody else could have did it better.
Wow.
Very nice.
I have some students that would like to tell what inspired the mural. How did we come up with a theme? Jody?
We were studying the artist Monet, and he painted water lilies, and Playcard is also a swamp, so we decided to paint a swamp as a mural.
Fantastic.
What will you remember most about painting the mural? Erica?
Personally, I remember me and Gray finger painting ducks. But as a whole, I think that we would remember most coming out here and having the other classes done something different, totally different to the mural. And we having to fix it or change it, and then they come back and change it again.
But it all came together at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, it all came together.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I tell you what, Miss Price, we definitely thank you and every one of you guys and everybody that helped with the program. We'd like to thank all of you guys. Thank you, David, for your help too. All right, mate. And for Playcard Environmental Education Center, this has been Abercrombie, and this is Miss Price, and this is everybody that has helped on the program. From what block are you guys? Second block, Green C. Floyd High School. Let's give a big shout out to the camera for Green C. High School. Let's do it.
Go Trojans!